Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to Danbury, Connecticut. We're here at Ninja Mania for the first ever World Ninja League head-to-head championships, where we'll be taking on the preteen male division with 2 lanes of obstacles designed by the brilliant one and only Ryan Tanner. I've heard that he's adjusted this course upwards of 10 times to make sure it is optimal for our athletes. And so far, I'd say he's passed with flying colors because we've had 5 divisions go all out and deliver some of the best racing action that we have ever seen in the sport of ninja. I'm Ken Casillas alongside Will Schlageter, and Will is going to be taking us through how our athletes got to qualify for this championship.
I'm waiting now. I'm just thinking. I didn't say nothing. I just like
Best of the best athletes in this championship. And this is a pretty big division that we've got here. So the whole country is kind of coming out. We've got athletes from the West, athletes from the South, just going to be a whole mishmash of the entire country sort of coming out in the preteen male division right here. And honestly, in all the divisions, it's been absolutely stacked from coast to coast.
That's right. And our athletes today will be taking on a double elimination bracket, which will start with all of our athletes in the winner's bracket. But if an athlete loses a match, they drop down to the comeback bracket, and they're not done just yet. They're only eliminated if they lose a second time in the comeback bracket. The last remaining athlete in the comeback bracket will face the last person remaining in the winner's bracket in the final round. Now, if the comeback bracket champion wins that race, we will have a final reset match, kind of like a best 2 out of 3 race that will determine the champion of the head-to-head championships. It's also worth noting that our competition will follow the challenge course format. Our athletes will have 2 retries. You can either you basically don't want to fall twice on the same obstacle or your run will end. You don't want to fall on 3 separate obstacles or your run will end. Now, because this is also a race and a challenge course, the timer will not freeze, so that way all of our athletes can keep going at a pace that is comfortable to them. Now we have, as we've seen in the preteen female division, 10 tricky obstacles that our athletes are really trying to get adjustments to. You can see a lot of them studying the course right now, going over the rules. Will, now that we've seen a taste of some of these newer obstacles, what do you think is the make or break of the course?
I gotta say, the make or break, I think, is going to come down to my absolute favorite obstacle of all time, the cliffhanger section. That's the Edge of Glory, obstacle 7, because it's deep enough in the course that you're going to be kind of out of breath, kind of in your head about whether or not the person is behind you, in front of you, what you have to do to catch up. And edges that small can just really be a make or break moment at any time. We saw some of the female division able to link through some of the cliffhangers. I think we'll absolutely be seeing that from some of these men. And the question is, can they do it first try? Here they are. These are our 17 athletes that are going to be competing today, an absolute stacked lineup of competitors. You can see right here, straight at the top, we've got Will Vaz, one of the strongest Wills I know. I might be up there, hopefully. But he is coming out of Chappaqua, New York, Pleasantville. Grit Pleasantville is where he traditionally trains. He did 21 comps already this season. I do believe he has the 120 points. I think he has won 12 of those comps or more. So he is maxed out on points. That's a great spot to be. He's done 3 of the head-to-head competitions, and he is just an absolute force to be reckoned with. He's always working on power moves, the hardest, most technical techniques that he can do. And I think he's someone that we're going to be seeing absolutely pushing it to the limits here.
Yeah, another one that I wanted to point out is the athlete in second, right behind Will, Lucas Savage, training out of Center Court in New Jersey. Also has that grand champion rank, the highest rank you can get for the power course, the power scores there. He is sponsored by Slapchalks. Shout out Slapchalks. You'll probably see him rocking some Slapchalks shorts or pants on the course. But also, Center Court is a massive gym. They have huge moves and big gaps and a lot of tech, and Lucas is very well versed in all of those. And on a course where you are going to have to put together your links and go for broke, I think Lucas's training and skill set is really going to pay off and come in handy.
And I'll say that recently, sort of in our region here, he's always been a beast, but I think in the last couple of months, he's been putting in the extra effort, and he's getting extra scary, which I didn't think he could get scarier, honestly. He's a really great kid.
That's awesome. Looking down a bit, there's so many huge names, and we were discussing this off stream, Will, but there's so much talent. The
Yep.
two in seventh and eighth are the next ones I wanted to take a look at. Seventh place, Aiden Collins, who was the first Premier Series champion, and
Yep.
I believe he was somewhere in the top 10 in the most recent Premier Series finals as well. Uh, Aiden Collins is the definition of clutch. Every time we think the odds are against him, um, he somehow manages to pull something off, whether it's a one-handed save on skyhooks or a buzzer beater. It's crazy. Now, this is going to be a bit different than Premier Series. You know, this is more speed-based,
Yeah.
and I'm very curious as to see how many of his skills will translate over, but training at True Momentum, there's a lot of strong athletes there. You know, Carson Williams being among that crew. There's definitely potential for some damaging runs from Aiden Collins. He could absolutely destroy the course. But in the
Absolutely.
8 seed, someone that we were talking about being a prodigy here,
Oh,
Tyler
yeah.
Bowers. Why don't you take this one?
I mean, Tyler is ahead of his game. He is ahead of the times, and I say that because he's the youngest athlete here. He's the youngest by a full year. He's, I think, the only kid I know about that elected to move up a division. He is 10 years old, competing against the preteens. And I mean, you know, it doesn't say it here, but he does have an Instagram where he's always sharing all of his amazing techniques. I've seen this guy link 10 ice pick precision rings in a row, which
Mhm.
isn't something that he's going to see in the head-to-heads here, but it just speaks to his ability to overcome challenges. And I have seen him training. He is winning first place in preteen competitions in the Northwest. So I think he's going to hold his own here. And I'm really looking forward to how he adapts to the level of competition.
You know, honestly, I think if anyone's going to rise to the occasion, it is going to be Tyler, because the amount of moves that we see him do on social media, it doesn't just show his skill, but it shows the grind. His mindset is very much there because in Ninja, it's so hard to do some crazy techie moves first try. You know, you have to be committed to the move and you have to really push through because even if it takes you hours, you know it'll be worth it. You know it's what you want. Tyler, obviously a very hardworking individual, just like all of the other athletes in this division. So I do think that he's gonna unleash this animal inside of him that's gonna really carry him far on this course and in this competition.
Oh, definitely. And you know, these are just some of the athletes that we're highlighting here. Obviously, all of these young gentlemen have a great chance to push the pace here and do really well. I think I want to shout out Grayson Raukis. His younger sister was running in one of the earlier divisions, and he is always one of the kids to watch, one of the fastest of his age. You can see right there, he's only done 11 competitions this season, but he has been podiuming on, I think, most of them. So definitely one of the heavy hitters here. And I can speak to him mostly because he's from my region, so it's a little easier for me to transition that. And hopefully we're going to see him tackle this with a lot of that speed. That's one of his biggest strengths is speed. I always see him on speed courses in Ascend, working them with Lucas Reale, Lily Barrett, some of the highest level names in the game. And with those sort of training partners, you know that he's going to have the skills that it takes to make it through here.
And yeah, I mean, you mentioned Lucas and you mentioned Lily. We got to shout out Matt D'Amico, whose saying is literally every course is a speed course. You know that Grayson's going to be well versed in speed. His whole family, absolute animals on the course. And I'm very excited to see what he delivers. The problem I'm having here, Will, is that it's too difficult to tell who is going to win. I can't
Yeah.
even identify a favorite or even like 5 favorites because out of the
Yeah.
17 athletes here, you can make an argument for any and all of them to win.
Oh, absolutely. You know, this is just one of those absolutely stacked lineups. And moreover, with the head-to-head format, there's just so much opportunity for small mistakes making huge swings. And even the best athletes can have one bad run, and it might, you know, end their whole competition short.
Mm-hmm.
It's an unforgiving format. And we were talking about it a little bit
Something,
earlier, that
yeah.
the mental side of this, especially at this young age, having the gumption to come out here and really put yourself out, lay yourself out bare to have everyone watching. There's a live audience, there's a streamed audience. You have to go fast, and there's someone right next to you that you have to look out for. It is probably the most pressure that you can feel in the competition, I'd say.
I'd have to agree. Now, here's a look at our bracket. We have Will, who is going to be running by himself for the first round, simply because we have an odd number of athletes. We want to make sure that everyone has the ability to run the course at least once. We don't want to put Will at a disadvantage while everyone else is racing against each other. So his will be more to gain experience, and this does mean that our 16th and 17th seeds, Clayton Hadlock and Levon Heilman, they are going to be racing. They're off to the left of the bracket, and the winner of that race will face off against Will in this first round.
Yep, so Will is going to actually be getting the first run. He's going to get a completely solo run, the ghost run, which is an enormous advantage in this. In my opinion, it sort of lets you go at your own pace and really take time to measure your distances. That being said, I don't think Will's the athlete that likes to take his time. I think he's still going to go for that first place run out of the gate.
All right, so if we are talking speed here, we've got some speed demons out here today, Will. What is your prediction? The time limit is 90 seconds. We don't know the course adjustments just yet, but we can kind of use the preteen female as a gauge. The fastest time, I believe, was 41 seconds. 41. Yeah, 41 seconds. So what do you think our fastest time will end up being by the end of this division?
Oh man, this is a tough one. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that we're gonna see around 33. I think something in the low 30s is gonna be the absolute fastest. Which I'm saying that, but I'm like, where would you cut 8 seconds from Grace's run? I'm not sure. So that's just sort of based off of general vibes, knowing how fast these athletes go.
Right. You ready?
How about you? What are you thinking?
Blow your mind.
Are you going sub 30 right now? There's no way.
I am going sub 30. I'm gonna say we're getting a 30 flat. I don't know if I want to say sub 30. If we get a 29, I'd be happily surprised. Emphasis on happily. But I think I'm gonna go for 30 flat. Play it a little bit safer, but still riskier than yours.
Definitely. I mean, but you look at the names, and they could do it. Every kid here has got that dog in them. They're really going to be coming for that first place spot. And wow, yeah, what a great head-to-head lineup. I mean, this is going to be the most runs I think we're seeing all day today, right?
I believe so. I think the kids male also had 17, or someone had 17. We're definitely pushing it. But Will Vaz, you can see there, kind of behind the bracket right now. He's in the red lane. The red lane is going to be on the right. The blue lane is going to be on the left. You can tell for my non-colorblind friends, some of the balance obstacles will be blue instead of red. So you can differentiate from there. For those who cannot tell because you're colorblind or something of the sort, the blue lane is on the left. The red lane is on the right. There is Will getting his ghost run, as we call it, gaining some experience.
Yep, and I think we were right. He's going to be really pushing it right away out of the gate. And this kid has got one of the strongest shoulders I've ever seen. The way he can just shrug with one arm like he did at the end of that dismount there. Super incredible. Let's see how they manage to adjust here. Remember, these donuts really got a couple of athletes off angle pretty early in the preteen female division.
He's already linking the cliffs.
Hey, linked the cliffs. Let's see. Do we think we're going to get our mid-30s run right now? We could. Ooh, it's a bigger dismount.
Yeah, they pushed that platform back. That might cut into my prediction, but even then, he's going to... Oh, there's a PVC on there. They're going to have to catch that with a mixed grip, just like Will did. But a textbook run puts him at 40 seconds as his warm-up.
He's already the fastest athlete on the course in the preteen division. That is what you'd expect from Will Vaz. Awesome. Incredible stuff. And I think that switch grip at the end might get into some of these kids' heads a little bit. It's a little bit of an awkward grip. PVC tends to be really slick as well. But here we go. Now the winner of this, 16th seed on the right, Clayton in the red, 17th seed Levon on the left. The winner of this is going to go to face Will Vaz in the winner's bracket. I got to shout out Levon. He's from my gym. He's a really hardworking kid. And he has been doing head-to-heads with us, so I know he's got some experience. I'm not too familiar with Clayton, but you can see he's got the eye of the tiger in him right now, and he's moving with some real gumption. So I think we're going to see a great race here.
Clayton's bio says he loves head-to-head racing, and I don't think there's anything more dangerous than an opponent who wants to be out there for fun. He's just going crazy with it. Oh, man, a slip from Levon. And that's going to give Clayton a bit of lead here.
Breathing room here, yeah. And you can see getting the line here is, whoa, he did like a backward swing thing.
Oh,
there.
man, and Levon's down. A fall on the third obstacle twice ends his run officially. Clayton will be moving on to race Will.
And it hurts for me a little more. It hurts for me because I know he can do it. I know he has what it takes to hit those links. I think he must have gone for the link twice. And we didn't see it because it was off screen, but just came up a little short. Especially once you fall once, it gets in your head.
He's looking really good on those cliffs, Mr. Crimpy William.
I do put them on cliffs a lot. And Levon, he just got to rally and get through it. But Clayton, taking his time, he knows that it's in the bag for him, so he's just gonna make his way through here, bit by bit. Just got to close up these last two laches. The switch grip here, I'm worried, but I shouldn't be worried. He locked that in just perfectly. And it's going to be a matter of Clayton learning to link those sort of as the day continues. And, Levon wanted the link there. I think he was a little in his head from the last one. Underbar dismount. Solid finish, Levon. But Clayton is moving on, and Levon will be in the comeback bracket, which we'll be seeing shortly.
Still a very solid run from both gentlemen. And again, this is their first time trying the course. We're absolutely going to see an improvement on time and technique in the future from both gentlemen.
All right, next up we have Tyler Bowers on the right in the red. We were talking about him being 10 years old, and AJ Small on the left. AJ, I've known him for a couple of years now. He has been absolutely crushing it as of late, so I think we're going to see a great competition here, but they are neck and neck moving into the third obstacle where we saw
Tyler, very good pops there, but AJ's keeping it close. Now for the glide and grab.
Tyler lost some time on the slider there, didn't come in fast enough.
Lets AJ take the lead from him. This is a very back and forth race, but Tyler's gonna link those cliffhangers. And AJ takes a fall. Wow, Tyler has the clearance he needs. Now, the real question is he going to link that PVC move, or is he going to play it safe on this first round? Oh, no. AJ's officially fallen.
Yeah, we saw him on the back there as Tyler moved forward. That he actually did link the cliffhangers, but the last one must have slipped out of his hands. But having the confidence to go for that second try is going to be a huge benefit to him moving into the comeback bracket. But there you have it. Tyler Bowers, youngest competitor, manages to get the buzzer and move on with a time of 50.4. So a really competitive time, just a little bit slower than Will Baz's first run earlier. So we're going to see him and Will together against each other in the next round of the winner's bracket. Here we go, though. We have Grayson Raucus on the right in the red, Joseph St. Pierre on the left in the blue side. Joey coming out of the Hamden Ninja Academy, trains with Tom Alberti, and I know this kid is fast. He is also one of the hardest on himself. So that took a little early slip, and I know he's going to be kicking himself for it, but he's got to lock it in and keep moving because anything can happen.
Right. There's still a lot of course, and Grayson just took an extra swing after missing that first grab on the gliding grab. But he's quickly making up for it, and yeah, we're seeing a lot of confident links, like you were saying, Will. And Joseph, unfortunately, using a retry on the third obstacle. He's got to be clean through the rest of the run. And he's got to hope that Grayson takes a tumble. But Grayson looking so clean right now, linking his way through. And with a 41.8 second time, Grayson is going to be moving on in the winner's bracket. We will be seeing Mr. Joseph in the comeback bracket, who's annihilating the back half of this course, by the way.
He linked the cliffhangers. That's what we wanted to see. Yeah, he is blitzing through it, and he is one of those kids where he's so hard on himself. And a lot of these kids are hard on themselves, right? Because they know the nature of the sport, how competitive it is, and they know what they are capable of. So they're always going to be hard on themselves. But a time of 107, when you account for all the reset time that he had to take, that probably is a competitive time in this field. So I think if we can see him get it under control and have a clean run, I think we can really see him make up that difference and get a big comeback in the comeback bracket.
I couldn't agree more. All right, Sebastian Robotin in the red lane, Ethan Tobias in the blue lane, both Ninja Mania athletes. And while our Ninja Mania athletes have not done this course, there is a bit of comfort competing in your home gym in a bit of a familiar environment. And right now, that seems to be helping out Sebastian, who's cruising through this first half.
Yeah, it definitely helps to just know the texture of everything, right? Knowing what your hands are going to feel like when you're grabbing something new. And so both of these athletes, I mean, they're at home, right? You can see it through the way that they're moving. They're just absolutely cruising. Sebastian going for the cliff links. I love to see it.
We see a little fall from Ethan as well on the log. Thankfully, it's a quick reset obstacle.
You took the words out of my mouth there, Can. Yeah, that's absolutely right. And it's not, you'd obviously never like to fall, but if you had to, it should be on something that's a quick reset.
45-4 for Sebastian Robotin.
And Ethan, one more small mistake. The turbo rollers, hey, they get the best of us.
Oh yeah.
But he gets through it on the second try, makes the correction. Oh, got a little hung up.
It's okay. He can reset. He's gonna take that little reset and just get refamiliarized with this obstacle, so that way, when he enters the comeback bracket, he's ready to go.
You know, I wonder if what happened was when you run your course, your chalk wears off. I wonder if that's sort of what caused the slip. Because that sort of thing, you know, especially when you're running a lot of courses back to back, the chalk amount matters that's in your hands, especially on things like PVC, things like cliffhangers. And I'm a sweaty guy, so I need a lot of chalk to have a great run. And here we go. We got Lucas Savage and Joseph Comerford coming up here.
All
Lucas,
right,
like we've been saying. Yeah, go for it.
Rocking the slap chalks. All right,
yeah, I don't think
here we go.
He's not even the first one wearing the slap chalks, I don't think. I think someone else wearing them earlier. But like we were talking about with the chalk, right? If you always want the right amount, slap chalks are for you right there.
That's true, and Lucas is a slap chalks ambassador.
Oh, no.
Oh, but he takes a fall on the gliding grab, which gives Joseph a little... Oh, it was a fall on the curve.
The steps. Interesting.
Surprising there.
I think part of the block is out of play, and they have to make sure they hit that gray pad when they dismount. So he must have jumped to the red.
Ooh,
going for a
slip
one-arm.
up there. I think he's rushing a little bit. I think he tried to reverse catch that as well.
And Joseph has come back, and he is just one swing behind. Couldn't commit to the links. It's a tough link. But Lucas...
Right. Joseph is still within striking distance here.
Ooh, I saw the slip on the turbo rollers.
Scary.
It's what happened to me at Worlds. It was just your foot dry fired off the edge. So Lucas managed to come in clutch here, lock it up, and take the win over Joseph. Joseph, though, is still finishing it up. He's still got to get the experience here, so he's ready for the comeback bracket.
And he's got plenty of time. Even with this fall, he's still got 15 seconds, and I think that's plenty of time for him to pop through these laches.
He's just going to have to sprint it. Yep, going right up. He went for the link last time. I think he got to do it again here. 3, 2.
Time's up on the last move, but we know he's capable. We know he can get this obstacle, so when he enters the comeback bracket, you know he'll be back with a vengeance.
Yeah, and you see Lucas there getting the link dismounts at the end. You see how he did have a good amount of set, though. If we can cut that set back, he'll go even faster, and that's sort of what the future runs will be like. This is the athlete's first time on the course. Next up, we have Jack Vaughn coming out of Iron City and Aiden Collins coming out of True Momentum. And we were talking about Aiden being one of those absolute speedsters, Premier Series champion, the first one in the Mature Kids division, making extremely quick work. And oh no, looks like Jack went down early on obstacle 2. That is a longer obstacle. That is going to take him a bit of time to correct.
Oh no! Jack is down for the count for this round. Aiden Collins does secure the win. You know he's going to keep going so he can continue to gain experience for future races. Now it's a matter of what his time is going to be.
Right on. And it's going to be that move there. We saw some of the preteen females manage to link out of the slider straight through the trapeze. And I bet these guys are just trying to get a little more comfortable. You see Jack still getting his experience, but yeah, it's one of those things. You take a fall, and it can really just mentally weigh on you. Sometimes it's better to just get off the course, give yourself some space, Breathe. You have more ninja to do coming up. All right. And moving right along, Alex Schaefer on the right-hand side, coming out of Steel City. Cameron Baker, next-level athlete on the left-hand side. I know both of those places train really hard. They got some incredible athletes that they have for coaches. So that's always a great recipe for success. Alex Lincoln off the side and coming up short.
He went for it. I gotta respect it. But now Cameron has a bit of an edge.
You know, I think that's where a lot of people I think we've seen fail obstacle 2 have been failing because of the exact same attempt that Alex was going for there and just getting caught up on the board. But Alex is catching back up pretty quickly.
Ooh, and Cameron's swinging a little too side to side to control it, and Alex is closing that gap. Little stumble there. He's got to go back to the log.
No.
Cameron continuing through the cliffs.
He makes it through, and he's into the cliffs as well. Alex linking the cliffhangers. Oh, man. It is going to come down to the last 2 obstacles here.
Cameron taking a couple extra swings.
And sometimes it is just that one swing, because that's all that it took to slow him down here. And he's just got to link his dismount. And what an up and down.
That was back and forth, man. 1 minute, 1 second to 104.
Yeah, there's that
all
moment
that
saw
fight.
His chest.
And
his chest got caught up on that board.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the sign of a great head-to-head, right?
Oh, yeah.
So great job. And I will shout out, I think Cameron did that whole run clean, no fails. So that's going to be a huge boost of confidence for him moving into the comeback bracket. And I believe this is the last of the winners bracket, the last of the first round. Alfio, Sharon on the right. We have Glinton on the left. Glinton mostly trains out of Ferox. Alfio out of Freeport Ninja Academy and Grit Roslyn. Going all over the place. You can see him just
So
absolutely crushing these obstacles. Glinton coming up right behind, training out of Ferox. He's used to the big moves. We'll see how he does in all these smaller links here. And took a mistake on the steps. But Alfio not letting him catch up.
Speaking of Ferox, Glinton wants to shout out his coaches, Zach Eichenstein, Xavier Densler, also known as X, Ramses Valdez, and Kevin Carbone, as well as his teammates Megan Moore. He likes training with Lucas Savage and Will Vaz. So a lot of his competitors actually he trains with.
Ooh,
Alfio, wow.
But made it up.
Dicey on the turbo roll, but he's good. Alfio's bio is my favorite, by the way. He likes McDonald's and Ninja. He can celebrate with a Big Mac after that big buzzer.
That's so funny. You know, I will say, I've talked to the kid before, and he said to me that his favorite courses are speed courses. So he's going to be right at home here, as you can see, crushing through. I think one hang up on the turbo rollers, but otherwise, 51-second time, super competitive. He's going to keep moving on. And it looks like we're going into the winners. The last one.
We have one last matchup in the winners bracket. Clayton, who we saw win the very first matchup of this division, is going to be going against top-seeded Will Vaz, who had his ghost run earlier.
All right. I think we might see that sub 40 from Will. He's had one run. That's all he needs to really get himself in the zone, I think. And Clayton has already had his time racing someone else. Maybe there's a little bit of a competitive advantage in the mental state there. We'll see if he can make it up on the next couple of obstacles. But Will is not giving him any room. Linking the cliffhangers. He did it in his ghost run. He's doing it here. He is doing it for the thrill of it.
Yep, Will the thrill.
You see it there on his back, of the back of his shirt. Oh, he was going for it.
I thought he had it. Yeah. Well, either way, that's sub 40. That's sub 40. That is a 38.5 second run for Will the Thrill.
And yeah, I think there's like 2 or 3 places that he could maybe shave off a couple of seconds, but like how much are we gonna push it? Oh no, right. Clayton.
Man. You know, I think I was a little ambitious in saying 30 seconds.
Hey, I still want to see it, okay?
I still want to see it too. We'll get you on that course for the 30 seconds.
I would try, but man, some of these kids I think might be faster than me on the same easier obstacles. You put me on a tech course, and I think I got him, but Will's a fast kid.
All
Well,
right,
we'll
now we have entered the comeback bracket. Runs now will result in elimination. But we have our first matchup. We are going to have in the red lane, Glinton, and in the blue lane, Levon.
leave
The winner will
on.
face Cameron Baker and continue through the comeback bracket.
Yep, now Glinton just ran. He might be a little out of breath here, but he had enough rest that he should be fine. It should still be very warm. I think that's an important thing in these longer competitions. I will shout out the fact that the athletes are matching. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I noticed the orange shorts and everything, and I was like, these guys aren't from the same gym. Like, what's going on?
Nope, it's just the Halloween spirit out here in March.
It's the style, man.
That's right, and Glinton making very quick work. Looks like Levon had to redo the steps, but he's making it through now. Again, a quicker reset. Taking an extra swing here on the cliffs. We'll see if Levon can make that up now. Looks like he is one obstacle behind, and he is now caught
Good
up,
links
so
from
he's
Glinton,
starting.
though.
Yeah, Glinton does have that link prowess. I know that's something they really push out there in Ferox. And yeah, Levon went for the links, but it's what he had to do to make up the time. But unfortunately, coming up a little bit short there.
And that's going to be the buzzer. 55.3.
Glinton is
Come
all
on,
jazzed
Levon,
up.
finish it out.
Yeah, you know, I think
got
I'm going
it.
to have to set up this exact obstacle for Levon when we get back to the gym on Tuesday. And I know he's going to be watching this with his brother later on. And he's going to hear first. We're doing extra cliff workouts now, Levon. We gotta get them. I mean, he
There we
does do
go.
a lot of cliffhanger work. I'll give it to him. At home, his dad put up a bunch of cliffhangers just so he could get more practice on it. So I'm actually really surprised. That's something that I think is right up his alley these days. But moving on, we got the next head-to-head. We got Ethan Tobias, home gym advantage here coming out of Ninja Mania. We got Joey St. Pierre on the left-hand side in the blue lane. So we'll see how these boys attack the course. A lot of choices to make. I think that's a sign of a great speed course is when there's options and choices where the choices that you make determine how fast you're going to end up going. See a little bit slower off of the dismount there for Joey, and Ethan is not holding back at all. We'll see if Joey can make up time somewhere, but I just don't know where. Ethan is moving really smoothly.
Good 1-3 skip there from Ethan. Now he's going to give it a pull back. Is he going to link this section? He wanted to, but just had his
And
hips
Joey
forward.
takes it.
And Joey, that's where he makes his move. They're
There's
now
the
matching,
decisions.
dude, in sync. He's going to come down to the rollers.
Come on,
Here
man.
we go.
I want to see it.
All right, who's going to get this link? Joey and Ethan both. Oh my goodness, Ethan just gets it by 0.21 seconds. Wow.
Gotta give it to
What
Joey.
a
He came
race.
back. And you know what it came down to? It looked like at the very end there, they both hit the obstacle at the same time. And if you watch that last Lachey, you're going to see it probably in this replay that Ethan doesn't go up to dismount. He shoots straight down. And that
There we
little
go.
height difference is all it took for the closest buzzer I think I've seen all day.
It's insane that, like, having been through most of the day, the closest gap, Will, was 0.06. The 0.2 is like common at this point. And I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot more of that as this tournament progresses. We've got Joseph Comerford in the blue lane, Jack Von Glumek in the red lane. Next Level Ninja versus Iron City Ninja. Both very much got their game faces on. This will be fun.
Oh, yeah. I love seeing the ready start positions where they're crouched low, like sprinters ready to get after it. Taking an extra swing here from Jack. He's trying to get his hands in a good spot.
Joseph, though, very quickly through Step and Soar.
Yup, and moving real fast into it.
A fall from Jack. He's going to have to head back to Step and Soar while Joseph is moving through and is already... Oh, man, a whiffed jump, but it's okay. He can hop back up, collect himself. He still has a bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, it looked like he was almost trying to skip to the second cliffhanger there. That is an incredible idea to try. I wonder if we're going to see any future athletes doing that. I think you need to be especially tall to have a chance at it.
Take a look at this, though, Will. Jack is catching back up. Oh, man, I say that just as he fell at the end.
That's the Ryan Stratus commentator curse right there, maybe,
Right?
but it happens to us all, you know. Here we go. We got Joseph coming into the last lane. I think he linked it last time. Looks like he came in a little too hot that time. But
Yeah, got his
absolutely
chest right up against the...
great techniques. Way to keep it controlled and have a strong finish from Joseph. And Jack, unfortunately, failing out on the turbo rollers, but still got enough to try to finish the course. Great try for everybody. That was a good run, and we got Joseph moving on in the comeback bracket. Okay, moving on with the comebacks. Clayton, he has a little bit of a run advantage here. He had this is his third run, whereas this is only AJ's second. That's because Clayton had that extra round where he had to seed himself up against.
Ooh, looks like we had a false start there. Maybe our athletes are a little too excited to get to it.
Well, good thing the referees are on it, making sure that it's a clean run right from the start. And
well,
yeah, I gotta shout out.
Is not doing ninja. He is an avid fisherman for a lot of different creatures there. Let's see if his catch of the day will be another buzzer.
And they are off and deep into obstacle 2. We'll see the techniques here.
Oh, Clayton with the drop down.
He was going for that side technique that we've seen a lot of athletes trying and just coming up a little bit short. AJ going for a little bit more conservative, hands on each side of that board. And it was a little bit safe, but it worked out. But now he's got to get this catch, got to commit. There it is, straining himself out, but giving room for Clayton to start coming back up. There's only one obstacle behind right now.
Well, the links definitely make a difference. He didn't go for that last move, but he doesn't seem to need it right now. Clayton is progressing pretty quickly through this course, but I don't know. AJ looks pretty confident on these. He's through the tough rollers. And
yep,
now
just going to come down to a couple
links.
of shays. You can see in the background Clayton getting to the turbo rollers now. And maybe he can pull it through, but yeah, locked it up. AJ
just too solid there for him.
Well, great work, AJ. You're moving on. We can't wait to see you in the next round. And Clayton giving it everything to the very end. Is he going to give it one more? He can if he wants. He's going to hit the buzzer. Well, great runs out of Clayton. It was awesome to see him running. And hopefully we'll see him at this event next year.
Next race, we have Cameron in the red.
You know, I got to shout out the Ninja Mania crew here. They've done not only a great job with the course design, but the refereeing, the resetting. It's all coming together super smoothly right now. So shout out Ninja Mania in Danbury, Connecticut.
Especially the resetting on a challenge course that's a race. Resets are so important. You don't want to sabotage a competitor. They're doing a great job at being timely about it.
And here we go, Glinton. He's getting another run here. Head to head here with
against Cameron Baker in the red lane at a next level.
Yep, another next level athlete. He is inverted matching with Glinton.
Yeah.
Was there a dress code that we should have known about?
I don't know, but next I want to see someone wearing all orange and then someone wearing all black.
I think we'll get the all black, but I didn't see that many orange boys out there.
A misgrab from Cameron, and Glinton's going to pull ahead now.
Yeah, Glinton did link the cliffs too, so he's taking an extra swing to make sure of his dismount. It's a good thing to do when you're ahead, but you do leave room for your opponent to catch up. And Cameron's doing that one obstacle at a time here. Can Glinton lock up the links? And yes, he can.
Well done. 52 seconds, which I believe is 3 seconds faster than his last time he put up. So steadily improving throughout the entire competition, which is awesome.
And great run from Cameron. Just a little bit short there on the last dismount, but he had a really good run leading up to this point. So hope he can go home with his head high. It's tough out here, man. It's tough. You really got to put yourself on the line to do these head-to-head competitions. And here we go. We've got Sebastian Robotin and Grayson Raucus coming up for this next race. Sebastian on your left, Grayson on your right. And these guys both were absolutely crushing it in their first races. We're back to the winner's bracket. Sebastian, this is his home gym, but he looks like he made a little bit of a judgment error on the dismount for the boards, and Grayson's not letting him get an inch back. Oh, the first person to not pull back that ring but shoot through. That is an incredible
Wow.
skip. That's like a 3-second time saver. You can see he's really keeping his body low for every single link.
Well, Grayson really pulling ahead here. Sebastian is on the edge of glory right now, but it's just not going to be enough to catch Grayson with the clean links down. 38.07. All right, another sub 40 time.
I think we're gonna start. That's gonna start becoming the norm here, is what I'm gonna guess.
This is actually a half second ahead of Will Vaz, meaning Grayson has just put up the fastest time of the division.
I mean, I think we saw it on the ring slider. That's, I think, the biggest area to make something like that happen. Sebastian hitting his buzzer, not stoked about his run, but he is still alive for a chance to come back, and we're eager to see him in the comeback bracket after these few winners bracket athletes.
Well, every match at this point is a heavyweight match, but to me, this one's crazy. Lucas Savage in the red lane, Aiden Collins in the blue.
I think you're absolutely right. This is one for the ages. I think Lucas was making a couple of decisions in his first run where he was trying to gauge how fast he could go. And we'll see how he adjusts to make it up here. He's already a little behind Aiden. Aiden is just absolutely cruising through these. And taking that backswing I was talking about. And
he
like
wanted
Lucas
to do the
went
pull.
for it. He made it up, though. He made it up in the one swing, so he didn't lose any time on Aiden here.
Yeah, good correction there to adjust instead of going crooked. But he's still got to cover some ground.
Yeah.
A full obstacle ahead. Aiden, a little stumble. That might be what Lucas needs. Oh,
Yeah,
he tried to
Lucas
pop through it
had
too.
to do
Lucas really going for broke. But at the end, Aiden Collins, 40.1 and a 41.1 for Lucas, who will be heading to the comeback bracket.
Wow, you were right. That was one of the fastest races I think we've had all day. That's incredible. They were both pushing it to their absolute maximum. And the fact that that is only their second race, what are we getting ourselves into here as we get into fourth and fifth tries on the same course? I think it's going to be just an absolute blast to watch. Here we go.
Time will tell, but now we have Alex Schaefer in the red lane coming out of Steel City Ninja. And then the Freeport Ninja Academy's own Alpha Sharon in the blue lane.
Yes, sir. This is going to be a really good one. I think both of these athletes had great, clean runs in their first round, but I think they both had a few things they want to iron out and make a little bit faster. So we'll see how they can adjust. And they're getting to their starting stance.
Here we go. It looks like
bumping.
Alfio's out a little bit earlier.
Yup, it's that sideways board technique, and he's staying low with the hips to bump through those discs, the triple underbar we were talking about. Both boys electing for the big backswing here on the rings. They're going to have to cut that to make it up later if Grayson keeps doing his thing. But right now, Alfio is saying, I'm linking some cliffhangers, my man. And it's really good. He actually didn't even set that much for it. He just let the swing take him there, which is a really, really good idea here. Moving into the last sequence. Can Alex make it up? Oh, he did do the pull through link.
And Alfio with a huge underbar dismount to get him 40.7. Taking a commanding win over Alex there.
I will say, I think Alex is the first in the division to do that pull through off the rope slider. And that just opens the door for all the other athletes. They've all seen it now. So Alex is a real force in the comeback bracket.
It can be so freeing to see an athlete pull off a move that you're considering, because you just feel so much more comfortable when it's your turn to actually attempt it. And like you said, I think Alex, I mean, he already put up a fast time. He's going to be so tough to beat. But now Tyler Bowers in the blue lane, Will Vaz in the red lane. This is a tough one here.
Yes, sir. I think both of these guys got on the podium for the championships. Just Tyler did it in the mature kids division, and Will was in the preteen division already.
Oh, Will popped through that ring, and he's separating real quick.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those things where normally I'd assume that Tyler would have a little bit of a height disadvantage, but I think Will is on the shorter side, so there's not too much extra reach here, and Tyler's actually doing a great job making up the ground he lost.
Oh,
Will wanted it.
For that. If Tyler can get it, he's a little low on that rope.
But look
That's
at him.
all
He's still,
right,
oh.
He's going to take the reset, and he's going to finish it out.
And if he didn't have to reset, I think he still would have had a 40-second time here. But now with the reset, it's going to be a little bit more needed. Getting the buzzer, getting the experience, and boom, the camaraderie between these competitors is really great. That's one of the best parts of the sport. Just making all the friends and supporting each other.
On the gliding grab, obstacle 5, Will popped through that ring, same as Grayson did. He just put up 36.7 seconds, the new fastest time. That's going to be a tough one to beat. We're now going to take it back. He can what?
Yeah, so I think the only place he can really make up any more time is that last obstacle, right? If he can do that shoot through properly. It's a really hard move. We got Glinton and Sebastian. Glinton's had, I think, 4 runs. I think it's his 4th run. So he's going to have a little bit more.
He's been going. And this is, once again, for our friends who are keeping track, this is the comeback bracket.
Yep, and Sebastian Lincoln through effortlessly. Glinton, same thing. It looks like he's just floating there. And we'll see. It looks like this is not the time to try more skips just yet for Sebastian. He wants to have a clean run. Especially once you have a run where you fall, you want to just get back out there and make sure that you remember what you're doing, and then you can push your pace. So I really like the decision-making out of Sebastian here. Glinton is making it way back up, but has to restart the cliffhangers, and that unfortunately might just be all that Sebastian needs here. There it is. Sebastian with like a 43-second time, and Glinton not able to finish the cliffhangers, so that is going to be the end of his championship. But he put on some awesome runs for us to watch, so hats off to you, Glinton. Good work.
Now, we saw Sebastian go for that pull-through link on the trapeze. He didn't quite get it. He released a little too late on the rope slider, but Will, walk us through what that pull is supposed to look like and how do you time that?
Yeah, that's a really hard thing. I'll break it down when we get there in this race. I think that's going to make the most sense so the viewers can really understand it. And, AJ with a little bit of an undershoot on his dismount. And Lucas just pulling himself right through.
Yeah,
so
AJ had the lead.
Yep. He had a great technique gunning down the board. It looks like he just undershot the dismount. And what's going to look like here for this this last technique that we're kind of alluding to, this pop through on the trapeze, is you're going to have to run through on the slider and release super early while you pull yourself up. And that's going to set you up so your forward momentum will let you pull as you set your hips back, just like that. And you see he went for it, and it's so hard to slow yourself down enough. And it actually leaves room. Oh, hold on now. AJ.
Whoa.
No! Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Look at how Lucas caught that bar as well. That was insane.
AJ did take his fall early, and it's a heartbreaking moment. But for him to come back that far, hats off to you,
that was
insane.
Man.
But yeah, it's super hard to get your hips up, and you don't want to come in so hot that you can't link. If you come in too fast, the trapeze is going to go away from you, and your weight's going to fall straight down. So you have to really make sure you're falling underneath the trapeze as you pull yourself into it. Super difficult technique. I think Alex Schaefer's still the only one to successfully pull it off, and he is running right now against Ninja Mania's own Ethan Tobias. And the quick bumps.
Ooh, a nice try on the pop there. Oh, but it looks like Alex has to go back and retry there. Ethan Tobias pulling him away. But really, like you were saying, it's going to come. Oh, no! The fall from Ethan Tobias, he stopped, and you could tell he was a little frustrated, but he couldn't stop and sit in that. He has to go back, and that opens the door for Alex. Now it's 0-0. It's time
That's the
to go back
importance
to
of
the
not giving
drawing
up,
board.
right? Don't give up. Even if you feel like it's a lost cause, you never know. You just never know. It's worth.
Ooh, Alex, both of them fall back. They both have to go back. Oh, wait, no, Alex cleared. Alex cleared. And so Alex is going, but Ethan didn't realize he had to go back. He's got a ways to go, and Alex is going to have the time he needs and the distance to send himself through to the next round in the comeback bracket. What an insane matchup there.
I need a glass of water. This is a little too much for me. This is getting out of hand. You can see here, look at this dismount. Alex misses a little to the left, but he touches the box. That counts as a clear.
Yes, he does go forward. That does count. As long as you pass the front edge of a platform, it doesn't matter if you fall sideways. As long as you don't fall backward, it's a clear.
Right, and Ethan just come up a little short and did fall backwards, and unfortunately that was all Alex needed to lock it up. And now we're back at it with Tyler and Joseph. More orange on the course. Tyler on your right-hand side. We got Joseph on the left. Joseph going for a huge skip and just coming up a little short. Looks like he was really trying to get to like one of the last pegs there. And those big jumps are going to be super huge for the kids that can make it. Tyler not letting Joseph get his comeback that he needs. He's going to keep on blazing through it.
Oh, man. I noticed something about the way Tyler approached the gliding grab. Being on the shorter side, he has to jump up to the slider, which doesn't allow for as much forward momentum. He has to really shove it a little more. But, oh, man, another fall from Joseph. Tyler still ahead.
Yep, I think this is going to be a victory obstacle for Tyler. Yeah, save a big mistake there. I think that was going to be locked up. And Joseph, the cliffhangers, got him, as we saw happen to so many of the preteens already. That is definitely a little bit of like a mini crux, just from the grip strength required on the cliffhangers. But great job, Tyler, able to complete it and moving on to the comeback bracket.
All right, and now by the looks of it, we are still in the comeback bracket. We have Lucas Savage in the blue lane, Alex Schaefer on the right in the red lane. Ooh, this is another close one, man. Lucas Savage not getting any easy opponents. I don't really think anyone's getting easy opponents, but this is wild.
I think from what I've seen, Alex had a couple of slips, but if he can get his run perfectly clean, I don't know who's going to catch him. And that's what's happening right now. He has a little bit, like a half-second advantage here over Lucas.
Ooh, Lucas took two swings on that ring.
That's what we saw happen with preteen females,
really
right? A lot of people getting just off axis in the way that you really don't want to be. But anything can happen. And
well, he's still about one swing behind him. And Alex, a little trip there. Lucas could if he pops through.
Oh.
And he tried, but he didn't quite get it. And Alex Schaefer. Awesome
40 seconds. I said it, man. Wow. If he had a clean run, not many people were going to be able to catch him. And even the beast like Lucas Savage, unfortunately, just a hair too slow on some of the obstacles. Great work, Alex. Lucas is an awesome competitor, and I can't wait to see him doing this event next year. I know he's always going to be a force to be reckoned with.
All right, now for our next matchup in the comeback bracket, Tyler Bowers in the blue lane. We just saw him run not too long ago. Hopefully he's rested enough. He'll be against Sebastian Rabatin out of Ninja Mania.
All right, now Tyler did just run it, and there is something to be said for having just run a course, being able to go right away, and he is doing that. Tyler is managing to get a little bit of an advantage. But you mentioned it earlier, there's a bit of a height problem here, having to jump so powerfully for that, where Sebastian can just glide right in. And
Tyler's still in the lead.
Yep, keeping it by a hair.
Ooh, it's close, though. They're both linking these cliffs. Oh, man, they're move for move now, Will. Who's got that
quarter swing?
Better? Tyler just slightly ahead. Oh, no! But Tyler falls over. Tyler, a little stumble off the platform. Oh, my goodness. Sebastian links his way to the buzzer. 40.9 and 42.9.
Oh, my gosh.
Unfortunate there.
I mean, what I love to see is how there was always no more than a second between these boys. It goes to show you just how incredible these athletes are. And again, I got to shout out Tyler. Aging up a division for this competition, he's only 10 years old. He put on an incredible performance in spite of the disadvantages that he faced here. So can't wait to see him at the World Championships in the preteen division as well.
Well, now we're going to kick it back over to the winner's bracket. Aiden Collins on the right. Alfio Sharon on the left. Aiden with a quick burst early on.
Yeah, he's going to be a little hard to catch. He's not someone you want to have to catch up to. And
nice
there it is,
pop
the
through
shoot
the ring.
through. That's, again, just such a hard thing to do. be able to get there in one, but he took a little extra swing on the cliff. Maybe Alfio can make up some space here, but
He's
save
definitely
a
covering
big
some
mistake.
ground.
Yeah, save a big mistake from Aiden, though. It looks like this is going to be his race. He was looking for it. He wanted that link.
You can see him steal a glance as well as Alfio was going, and that's going to do it. Alfio headed to the comeback bracket. Aiden moving on to what I believe is going to be the last matchup of the winner's bracket before the finals. He tried a little 360 from there. I like the style points. I mean, hey, there's no consequences at that point, so why not?
That's the most Alfio thing I've ever seen. If there was a pit pillow there, I guarantee you he would have belly flopped. That's kind of his thing. He likes to do his belly flops at the end of his big ninja line. So going out with some style. Love to see it. Good run, Alfio. We'll see him in the comeback bracket. Aiden Collins moving on to the last round of the winner's bracket. And so will the winner of this race. And this could be a finals race.
This, I would believe if you told me this was a finals race. I would believe if you told me the last race was also a finals race.
Correct me if I'm wrong, these two have the fastest times?
That is correct. Now, it's interesting because Grayson had the fastest time, Will beat it by 1.5 seconds, but Grayson going move for move with him right now. These two really pushing each other. Oh, a slip from Grayson! Oh, man! Rushed the link a little bit, and he's down again! No
He was rushing.
way!
He did what he had to try and beat
And
Will.
Will with the pull-through link as well.
Hot tamales.
33.2. There's your prediction. Bang on the money. 33
I will. That's
happened.
perfectly fast. Don't go any faster, Will. I'm happy here. I'm kidding, of course.
Insane.
Please go faster.
I'm going to be completely honest. I said 30, and like obviously we're close to it now. I don't know where you could get faster than what Will just did, though.
You know, I would agree, but Grayson had the edge in the beginning. I think we saw Will get a little hung up. He was a little off axis coming off the ring slider. And that's what made him sort of go a swing back, and Grayson clutched it up. But in spite of that, he pulled off the 33. And so moving back over to the comeback bracket, Sebastian, the Ninja Mania local, against Alfio from Freeport.
This does mean that we have 6 people left. We have 4 in the comeback bracket, 2 in the winner's bracket. The winner of this race will lock their spot in the semifinals.
Oh, man, so there's a lot at stake for these guys. They've all had a lot of turns on the course, so it really could come down to a single swing on some of these.
Well, so far, their swings are exactly the same, Will. This is going to be real tough to decide. Sebastian with a bit more power on the cliffhangers. Alfio's got a little bit of catch-up to do, but there's still time.
It looked like Alfio sort of took a half second to measure himself on the cliffhangers, and he has to go back on the ring slider, and that is a bit of a time-consuming obstacle, which means Sebastian keeps the dream alive. He is moving on. Do you think we'll see Alfio do a 360 again?
Yes. I want to fly away.
Well, that's all right. Sebastian's getting his victory dismount right here. Incredible runs from both athletes. Great work, boys, and we'll see you guys at the next one. I'm sure Sebastian's still coming on here. We have Grayson and Alex now. Oh, man. Alex has some of the best techniques, and he's had a couple of mistakes to end up in the comeback bracket. And Grayson, almost flawless, except for that cliffhanger on the last run. So we'll see what these boys manage to do to shave off every little fraction of a second. And it's that. They're just doing as best they can here.
Oh, Alex whiffs his move, and Grayson pulls ahead. Now, we have seen Grayson fall here, but not this time. He's going to link his way through. And I think Grayson just feels a little more comfortable knowing he had the separation and was a little more determined to probably get that move after falling on it twice.
Yeah, fall on it twice, but not fall on it 3 times. Yeah, that pull-through is so hard, man. I am in disbelief that some kids this age are even able to do
considering
something.
It. You know, I think the pull-through would be happening a lot more if they weren't popping to a trapeze. The object that you're catching being something that also swings can throw off your positioning so much.
Oh, definitely. And we sort of saw there at the end. It looked like Alex got one hand on the next hold after the ring slider and just whiffed the second. So all of his instincts were right. His technique was right. And it was just a small fraction of an inch that got him a little bit off there. So I believe that means that we're going to be moving to Yeah, we got Will Vaz, Aiden Collins, Grayson Raucus, and Sebastian Rabotin. That is your final four here, battling it out for the podium.
We are first off going to see Grayson and Sebastian. The winner of that race will be locking in a spot in the top 3.
And then we got Will, of course, and Aiden. This is a showdown I think we've seen before, not in head-to-head necessarily, but I'm remembering back to the first Premier Series where I think Will got a huge clear, crazy run, and Aiden came back and just never took a break and just blitzed through it to become the first champion of the Premier Series. So we'll see who's able to put it all together here. I think Will does have the official fastest time, so he has a slight edge here, but Aiden is definitely not any competitor that you want behind you. He is an absolute speed demon.
Well, for right now, we have our battle for a spot in the top 3. Grayson on the left in the blue lane, Sebastian in the red lane on the right. Grayson quickly out of there, about one full swing ahead, but he slips off. And Sebastian's going to keep moving.
Okay,
he's got a little bit of time.
Grayson has a few techniques here that Sebastian hasn't committed to, like this bump through on the ring, so there is absolutely a world where there's a comeback. But Sebastian is really not making any mistakes. He is staying
Grayson on the
good
cliffs.
4 seconds ahead. Oh, an extra swing!
Whoa. Oh, and he stumbles over. He's got to get up and do the turbo rollers, and Grayson's right there with him. Here we go.
Neither it's coming down to the last one.
Move for move. Who's going to be lower, like you said? Grayson gets it. I think Grayson gets it by 0.16 seconds. Such a huge back and forth race. Grayson Raucus locks in to the podium. Sebastian, a huge fight there. Lands in fourth place for the day. That was crazy. The smoke looks like it went off at the same time.
Yeah. Well, thank goodness for the NinjaWorks timing system giving us the fractions, because my eyes didn't see which one ended first there.
Not at all, man. NinjaWorks really coming in clutch there. And that means we are officially about to see who's going to lock their spot in the finals now between Aiden and Will. Aiden in the blue lane, Will in the red. The winner of this match will go on to the finals. The loser will be racing against Grayson for 3rd place, or hopefully better.
Man, I'm still just shaken by that run. That was a great run. And here it is. We've already sort of talked about the drama here. These boys know just how good the other one is, and they are going to be holding nothing back. Aiden skipping, taking less swings on the monkey bars. But Will Vaz has a couple of moves in his sleeve here that he has.
Ooh, Aiden's struggling with that skip, and that gives Will the advantage.
Yeah, Aiden's grip strength is incredible to hold on to that.
Oh, no, another whiff by Aiden. And you know what? His pops on the cliffs were actually faster than Will's. He was able to cover some ground there.
It's like we were talking about, where the lower you are, the faster you are on those sorts of moves, but the lower you are, the less time you have to engage your grip strength, the less time you have to really set for power. So he did what he had to do to stay competitive, you know?
Yep. Will Vaz, by the way, 32.1, new fastest time. He beat his own record again.
My goodness. And he wasn't even in the lead the entire run. That means there's still more time to shave off. Your 30-second time could still happen here, Kane.
Possibly. You know, we've only got a few races left, one of them being Grayson and Aiden. The winner will face Will in the finals, while the loser will take a very, very amazing third place prize.
You know, I want to see, Kane. I would love to see a distribution on every obstacle of how fast each athlete was per obstacle. And you could see, like, okay, what is the fastest possible way to do this obstacle and break it down like that. I think we're sort of seeing it with some of them, with these sort of like bump links instead of set links. But it's just one of those things I think would be super interesting to find out.
Very true, very true. I do know that we used to have some splits for the Premier Series where you can kind of see the differentials between the fastest run and the current runner. But
yes, I saw that. I actually think there's a setting on NinjaWorks where you can do that.
If that's a regular setting, they are amazing, truly. Like,
I think it
That
is,
is
but it's one that you have to toggle it. I'm pretty sure. I've seen it
true.
on a couple
Okay.
tier 1 qualifiers. So Aiden not going to get as much rest here as Grayson has, but we're going to see it. Both of these boys have had some amazing runs. You see Grayson starting all the way in the back.
Yep, he wants to
getting
give
some extra
himself that
speed.
acceleration. Oh, and a false
Oh,
start.
false start. Might have been. I don't really know who it could have been. It could have been either of them. But good eye on the referees that are right there, making sure that it's a fair race. That is exactly what we need to see.
This is for, I mean, both of these gentlemen are going to get a podium position. Now it's, do you get third? Do you get second? Do you get first? What are you
Right.
going to have the opportunity for? You can't make a bad call like in a race like this, but the refs are on it today.
Yeah, they're really kicking butt. And they're moving, and that was a good start, so we're going to watch it ride. And Aiden does have the fastest way to get through that obstacle, too, and it's going to be hard for Grayson to make it up, but he's only a little bit
Grayson, a
behind
little
here.
slip. Grayson
It
kind of
looks
tripped
like-
at the beginning of that curve.
Looks like it's hands and feet on those steps, though, so it doesn't even count as a fail. He can just get back up and keep on going. And we'll...
Went for the skip.
Did what he had to do to try and catch up.
Yeah, always got to appreciate going for broke when you have to. But Aiden has a pretty comfortable lead right now. He definitely shouldn't let off the gas just because Grayson will sneak up on him. But Aiden Collins going for the rematch against Will in the finals with a time of 39:03.
Wow. Incredible. Congratulations, Aiden, locking in top 2. Grayson, congratulations on 3rd.
Yes.
I mean, these guys have been pushing the pace all day, and I just can't wait for this last race. And I'll say, Aiden is one of those kids, I've never seen someone so comfortable just turning around to swing and not looking at the thing in front of you and then catching the thing in front of you. That guy is just really good at his body awareness in space.
Well, there we
go.
have
We're
it.
getting-
Our final two, Will Vaz, Aiden Collins. If Will wins this race, he will be crowned head-to-head champion. But if Aiden wins this race, we will go to a final sudden death race where winner takes all.
This is it. This is what we've been building to. And this is going to be an incredible race. We're giving Aiden a little bit of time here to catch his breath. We don't want to just push him right into it. That wouldn't be fair. You can see that in the background there, some people are really getting ready. It looks like Nolan from the kids division wave is bouncing it up and down, ready to watch this race. I feel you, bud. I feel you. And which obstacle do you think is your has been your favorite to see the strategies and techniques on here, Kane?
I'm going to be honest. I really like step and soar just because it incorporates, agility with the ascending steps and then the discs where you get to. We've seen some pop throughs, we've seen some pullbacks, we've seen some triple underbar action. I really thought that would be more of a time separator, but all of our athletes really had the fastest possible route through that obstacle to where it's become a bit of a non-factor. The other thing I really like about it is if you fall on that obstacle, you have to run all the way back, and that can be so penalizing for anyone who falls there. It's tough, but
Absolutely. You gotta pick your battles.
I like the value in that. You don't want to fall on the longer obstacles, more ground to cover.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah,
Aiden, blue lane, Will, red lane, and we're off.
All right, this is it. The last one. Aiden has the fastest way through that second obstacle, and we'll see if Will can catch it up. This is kind of what we saw at the end of the winner's bracket, too. But
Wait, what happened?
Oh,
What happened there?
it looks like Will Vaz's timer might not have started. I see that he doesn't have any clears there, but maybe there's a malfunction or something.
Yeah, you can see the ref messing around with some of the NinjaWorks remotes.
Well,
Just
hopefully
ensuring that it's there. Maybe the batteries died. That happens all the time in these remotes. I've been reffing skills competitions and I'll forget to change the batteries out and we'll have to stall for a little bit. It's a little embarrassing on my end there, but
it was a false start, I believe. We're getting word here in the booth that who knows who it was. It could have been either of them. I'm not reviewing the footage here. I'm not the guy making decisions, but a great call from the refs again to make sure that it is a fair finals round. Both of the boys got a little bit more practice. I love the Aiden's attack on the monkey bars. He is just so smooth. I hope we can see it again and watch Will sort of try to claw his way back from a little bit of a deficit. See the boys
Yep.
chalking up, making sure they're squared up and ready to go.
All right, looks like we've got the thumbs up. Will just making sure he's ready. Aiden asking any clarifying questions. All
And
right.
here we go. The final countdown. Or maybe not if there's Aiden taking the win here, which I always want to see more
Kick
races.
is so good.
Oh, and he's
Nice
straight
pop.
shooting it. No,
Wow. And the pop there as well. Aiden with a comfortable lead. But he trips. Oh no, they're even and Will pulls ahead. Oh man, wait, Will just fell. Wait, what's going on?
It looks like Aiden failed the rolling log twice, my bad.
Oh my
And
goodness.
unfortunately,
Wait,
challenge course format.
so that's it. Will is your champion.
Wow. I mean, Will is just giving it 100% anyway.
Aiden almost had he did the pull through link and he just kind of fell a little short on that last bar. You can see Will there absolutely exhausted. These two really pushed each other to the max here.
I mean, all the emotions are coming out. That was everything on the line for both of these athletes. And we'll see it right here. Yep, his foot came short of the finish platform, so he had to redo it, unfortunately. And that's the moment that Will also took a fail, but it didn't matter. Will ended up able to clutch it up. Aiden giving it everything at the end, though. The kids do not hold back. This has been an electric head-to-head race season. This is going to be one for the history books. Great job, Will Vaz, clutching it up in first. Aiden Collins getting that second place finish with hard-fought matches all the way through. And, of course, Grayson Raukis coming up in third. There the boys are. Look at those smiles. Hopefully we'll see more of those smiles up here on the podium. I know these kids are hard on themselves. It's always so difficult to put yourself out on these courses and give it everything you've got. These kids work so hard day in, day out, but it all pays off when you see awesome competitions like this.
Totally, man. And, Ninja can be such an unforgiving sport. One fall and it feels like all of your hard work is undone, but far from it, especially here in head-to-head. Our top three had to push through at minimum 6 races. They had to show just exactly how consistent they were and at such a high level of speed. This is a lot of talent. All of these competitors have a lot to be proud of.
And here we go. This is our podium coming up. Looks like we're looking for Grayson, maybe?
He's somewhere back there.
Oh.
He's working his way up.
Yeah, they're just getting everyone together.
Yeah.
You can see in the background some kids still in the warm-up area just having fun with their pre-redemption time. That's so fun. That's classic Ninja kids right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How many times do you think they asked, can we go in yet? Are we good to... All right, Aiden getting called up. Takes his second place trophy. Looks like Grayson's going to hop up there when he eventually works his way to the front. And Will
is
stepping up to the top.
Wow, incredible. And you can even see there. I didn't realize how big the height disadvantage was for Will. He's shorter than Aiden on the first place podium.
Yeah, I was going to say, Aiden still got an inch on him or so.
That's incredible. But hey, look at that. Great job to all the competitors that came out here. And your podium standing before you. Great work. I wonder if these kids are going to run back the competition here a little bit. And there's Grayson. They found him.
Taking his third place trophy,
Link
full
everything.
podium. And there's the confetti.
The surprise confetti.
It's always the person in first. I'm pretty sure it's like right behind them, so they get the sound straight to their ears.
Yep, and they also get the most covered in it, right?
Yeah. Well, either way, a great preteen division, and that not only wraps up the preteen male division, but we've wrapped day 1 of the head-to-head championships. We're going to be back tomorrow with the adult male and female divisions at 9 a.m. Eastern. 10 a.m. we're going to have young adult male. Then I'm going to pass the mic over for the teen female and teen male divisions. You're going to bring us home with the teen female, teen male, and elite male divisions with Mr. Jackson Erdos.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited to get in the booth with Jack. He's been a longtime friend, especially this season. We've been to almost every NSC together, and he's been talking about wanting to commentate more, so I'm really excited to share that moment with him. But I'm more excited to watch all these amazing races. These athletes have been working so hard day in and day out, and I know we're going to have a great show for you guys tomorrow, so make sure you tune in